What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Spin in that bit. And I'm finna do a little reaction video. I think it's probably a young nigga I did beef. Getting up at the art, but I ain't gonna say too much. We're gonna get straight into the bit. Original link to the video gonna be in the description. It's a 40-minute long motherfucker, so.
Is she okay?
You see where she's hit at?
No, it's on the side of her head. They're saying she's pregnant too. Take a deep breath.
You gonna kill Shorty and the bed? And the baby?
Saying she's pregnant too. Take a deep breath.
This woman was just informed that her daughter, Tiara Harris, was shot in a gang-related incident and is in critical condition.
They just were shooting, and the blood just started dripping from her head, like shooting them under the ambulance. Like, I can't even talk right now, bro.
Her boyfriend rushed her to the hospital, but sadly,
That don't make sense. Rush her to the hospital, but they be shot in the head, folks. And
it was already too late. And the worst part, Tiara had nothing to do with the shootout. She was an innocent bystander. A simple mix-up left an innocent, pregnant mother of two dead, her children now motherless, and her family absolutely heartbroken. The police now face a grueling investigation. However, with everyone involved supposedly being gang members, catching the
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and freedom of
Still ads, bro. Still ads, chat.
the killers would prove to be much harder than anything they'd done before. We've been in touch with Yolanda, the mother featured in this video, and are proud to share that half of the video's profits will be donated to the Akron-based charity First Glance Student that's being fired. Akron Police Department would receive multiple 720 charity First Glance Student Center. At 7:29 p.m. on April 14th, Akron Police Department would receive multiple calls reporting dozens of gunshots being fired out of 1492 Rockaway Street. Witnesses would describe what seemed like a gang-related shooting with multiple cars speeding away from the scene, one being a silver four-door Chevy. Police managed to quickly track down the Chevy, following it as the driver sped across back roads in Akron. However, the Chevy wasn't actually running from the cops. It instead would pull over somewhere that concerned the cops even more: the hospital.
There's someone in the car still.
Yep. Hey, hold up. 5807. 5807.
Go ahead and shut the car off. Shut the car off. Shut the car off here. Go ahead and put your hands on top of your head, all right? Nope. Hands on top.
He was finna dip. And he already going to jail, man. You going to jail, bro. It's over with. You just got pulled over by two. Shiesty mask on.
Shut the car off here. Go ahead and put your hands on top of your head, all right? Nope. Hands on top of your head. Step out. Step up.
Well, do we have someone checking High Street?
All right, man. Here, step back here to the back of the car. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back.
With the incident being reported as a gang-related shootout, police would assume the man driving the Chevy to be a gang member, meaning he would be very unlikely to talk to them. So instead, they decide to stop him in the back of a patrol car for later interrogation. As this was going on, dozens of additional 911 calls would ring in, witnesses would arrive at the Akron Police Department to give their testimonies, and more cars would arrive at the hospital. Most importantly, though, 4 miles away, a young woman would be placed in
Everybody who called 12 and told them about the love, you feel me, that went on. You was a mom. Twin? No, you need twin. You was a motherfucking rat, folk. You just a rat, bitch. Cause like, why you telling he got shit to do with you?
an ambulance under critical condition with a bullet wound to her head. Turns out all of this would be connected to a large group of reckless shooters. It's at this point that we need to step in. This is one of the most complex and mysterious cases we've ever covered, so we need to break down some details first in order for you to fully understand the case itself and how well the police handled every single step of solving it. At 7:22 p.m., a car arrived at 1492 Rockaway Street carrying a number of people who started hanging out with some friends on the side of the road. This group included Javier Small, Lanier Worthy, and Jonte Smith. Everything seemed fine until 7:29 p.m., a black vehicle reversed into the street carrying Tiara Harris and her boyfriend George. Her boyfriend recognized some of the people on the sidewalk and wanted to back up and say hi to them. At that very moment, on the other end of the street, 3 men emerged from an unrelated vehicle and started firing bullets. These men were Zaire Saunders, 17-year-old Antonil Whitaker, and Darion Rackley, all affiliated with the gang BBM, a notoriously violent gang active in Akron at the time. There was also the driver of the car.
How all y'all going to drill? Hold on. How every single one of y'all going to drill? You ain't hit the target. And all y'all got cold folk? That shit ain't adding up, twin. We can get back to
Jeremiah Williams. Their shots scattered the group on the sidewalk, with everyone running for cover. In the panic, Jonte and Javier drew their guns and began to shoot back. Bullets went back and forth, and everyone went into a panic as they realized their lives were at risk and a bullet could strike them at any moment. Seconds later, the dust settled, and the BBM members Zaire, Antonil, and Darion fled the scene. However, a grueling silence would ring throughout the street as Tiara's boyfriend, George, realized Tiara was the sole victim of the shooting. With BBM splitting up and running in different directions, George flooring it to the hospital, and everyone on the sidewalk either heading inside or preparing to head to the hospital too, cops would begin the grueling task of figuring out what just happened, and who, ultimately, was the one that fired the killing shot. Now that you understand exactly what happened, we can join the police as they try to figure out what just went down and how to solve the developing mystery. Remember that all the cops have received at this point is a phone call alerting them to the shooting and a description of the silver Chevy they've just pulled a gang member from.
There's another victim that's at we don't know where that victim's going to go. There's a possibility that victim may be deceased.
Yeah, they got shot. Okay. They got.
Someone's got to go check, probably. The dude from
Two of the officers ran over to the front of the hospital and discovered Javier Small and his girlfriend in complete distress.
He can't go with you in that room
because she's got to go to get checked out. Hang tight. Let's go back up.
As it turns out, another girl was also hit in the shooting, that being this man's girlfriend. Luckily, she was only shot in the leg, but he was still extremely distraught and horrified about the whole incident.
Bro, I'm on house arrest. I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta go to the hospital with my girl, bro.
We'll get you. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back out and tell you how
I just got in the car. I don't know, bro. This girl just got shot.
He ain't crying like a bitch right now. He don't even need to be doing all that for. Hey, she only got shot in the leg. Even if she got. I ain't gonna say all that, cause. But yeah. You feel me? Like, come on.
Bro. No.
Despite how distraught this guy is, he was a passenger in the Chevy, which they just found multiple firearms inside of, so police promptly arrested him.
Hey, Palpy, we'll take him over here.
Across town, however, there's someone in a much worse position. Tiara Harris, the passenger in the black car.
Can I open that up?
I'm trying to.
Alright. They're saying she's pregnant too.
Okay.
How pregnant is she? How far along? 2
weeks pregnant.
Okay. 2 weeks.
Maybe 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
Oh, yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
44, there is a firearm. I think the multiple
Am I allowed to ride in the car with her though to the hospital?
Not right now. I'm sorry, man.
Bro, Yanni just got shot. I mean, T just got shot. Bro, just in the car, just driving down the street in Kenmore, driving from over there, and they just was shooting. None of the glass broke, but she wasn't like moving or talking. So I just brought her, and the blood just started dripping from her head, like, bro, we see in the hospital.
So man, that's just bad play. Like that's just wrong place at the wrong timing for real. That bitch didn't even go through the glad. That motherfucker came through the back little shit. That bitch. Oh yeah. Shit. My fault, bro. I'm sorry for the condolences and family that was hurt from this video. Yeah.
She's in the ambulance. Like, I can't even talk right now, bro.
Tiara was immediately rushed to the local hospital, and her boyfriend George was brought in for questioning. He wasn't a lead suspect, but police did find it odd that he just happened to arrive at the site of a violent shooting right as it all went down. He would claim to be innocent and actually provide a detailed description of everything that went down that night.
You turned off here, so
no, boom, no, I didn't. I came this way, and I said, "What y'all got? Like, what y'all got going on over here?" Like, I'm like basically saying, "Y'all good?"
Right.
As soon as I said that, somebody from down here got to just shooting a gun that just kept shooting. That's all I know. But I didn't hear no.
I ain't gonna lie. The way I see it in the video, bro, he was in the car. I don't know if y'all seen. He was in the little black car. He was already on the street type shit. He put that bitch in reverse. Soon as he was in reverse, that bitch said, he enjoyed that motherfucker. So, I mean, I was numb. So I'm like, he's straight, but like, fuck else did the nigga do? Shit.
Nobody in that.
So you're right there, and then you heard that. How many shots did you hear?
Man, I can't even recall. It was a lot. And then as soon as I
So you were facing this way?
How would he?
No.
How would he kill the bitch from outside the door driving a car in camera? Start that.
Literally back all the way on. Say I'm coming down Fairview in this Rockaway. This would be Rockaway.
Okay.
Down, I backed up.
Oh, so you backed, so the back of your car was facing that way?
Yeah, and I'm like, is y'all? I'm like, what y'all got going on? Like, I look out just like that.
Like out the window?
Like, as soon as I even it should have been me. Like, you feel me? Because I'm the one that looked straight out the window. Like, are y'all all right? Y'all good? Type stuff.
The cops asked him why he was even there in the first place, to which he just said he knew a couple of people on the street and that he had absolutely no involvement in the shooting. He's claiming that when he peeked out the window, his friends mistook him for the shooter and began to fire bullet after bullet directly at his vehicle. According to him, it wasn't an accident, but a misunderstanding, making the whole situation even more tragic. With George's statement,
Alright, so listen, from this little information that we got right here, I'm gonna just go ahead and try to put my little statement out there. Motherfucker was on the block, and his mans started shooting at him, thinking that they was backdooring him from both angles. And he killed this bitch. Like, his mans killed this bitch, I guess. Shit, I don't know. If I'm wrong.
they were a little clearer on the whole situation, but they'd made
Bitch, you gonna be mad if I'm wrong? Hoe ass nigga.
no progress into actually solving the case or tracking down the real perpetrators. That was until they returned to the scene and spoke to a number of witnesses who had watched the entire event take place.
It was 2 African Americans. Where were they running? Young kids. They come from back there across this backyard next door and out the driveway.
They hopped the
All
fence,
black.
or-
He had a face mask on and had a 9mm. And then the
I just want to say, as soon as 12 come knock on my door, ask me about if they heard anything about a killing, I'm gonna hit instantly. For any time I need, you get me for questioning, folks. You get me for questioning, twin. You ain't questioning me about Nathan. You know why you ain't gonna do that? I don't know, Nathan.
other one had a semi-automatic rifle, and they were almost to the corner of the house running this way, and they both jumped the fence. Like when the kid in the hoodie jumped the maroon hoodie jumped the fence, he dropped the semi-automatic rifle in the driveway.
I was just out back cutting some stuff, and all I heard was just a barrage of bullets, fully auto. It wasn't 3-round burst, 4-round.
Check out how this app helped me buy whatever I want in my favorite game. Unlimited money makes it so you can get what you want from the game right from jump without the grind. Let me toggle this in Starfield real quick. Look at this sick ship I was able.
It was fully auto. Coming off fast. Oh yeah, hopped in loud and fast. And then I saw 2 guys when I was out back. I could see through the backyards, through the fence. I saw a silhouette of 2 guys running up towards that street, returning single shots as they were running away.
Okay. There's Casey.
How the fuck a nigga shoot a switch and only one bullet hit? Okay. 9 times out of 10, you probably got a little 33. Huh. You can't really tell, but it don't look like none of them got no drone. Alright, so look, boom. He probably got a 33. One of them got a 33 for sure. He probably got a 33. I say, oh, he fucked up. He got on blue pen though. He probably got a motherfucking shit. He probably got a 20. Probably 22. He probably got 22 in that bit. Somebody gotta have 50. How all y'all niggas shooting that bit and one of y'all got switched? And only one bullet hit. And y'all still missed y'all target. It's like your hands ain't even dirty. Your hands ain't even dirty. Well, shit, technically it is because you hit them. But you ain't.
Loud and fast, and then I saw 2 guys when I was out back. I could see through the backyards, through the fence. I saw a silhouette of 2 guys running up towards that street, returning single shots as they were running away.
Okay. There's casings up here.
Oh, you found something?
Yeah.
I got more.
Okay.
How many did you hear? You think?
It was like 30.
Like where all these cones are at? Probably that amount.
30 or 40. But this happened over there all the time.
Where's over there?
Right there, the house right there.
I heard a lot of gunfire, but when I went out,
Shut your bitch ass up.
when I first heard it, I thought it was a backfire because I saw this car sitting over here where all the cones are. He had his lights on. So I thought he was working on a car and it backfired real bad. Then I saw them loading people into cars to take them to the hospital, and I knew it wasn't, because this has happened so many times before. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Right.
We can't go outside, nothing.
Even with all this new information, though, the cops are only slightly closer to figuring out what happened. They were now at least able to confirm that one group of shooters rolled up and started the exchange before.
Once you come with my neighborhood, I mean, you don't see me, but shit, it's better than get shot. Like, see.
For another responded, causing a huge exchange of bullets throughout the neighborhood. But they still had 2 major questions. Who were the shooters, and how was Tiara involved? Well, the cops had just spotted another witness that might be able to answer their questions. A woman who was actually on the street the moment the
Oh, shit out these big, folks. Swing. I don't even, she ain't find shit, but it's like, She ain't chalk. She bad. But she bad shit. She bad shit.
Started flying.
So you don't live here?
I'm not even from here.
Oh.
I was visiting.
So who owns the house?
Anitra Johnson.
Anitra? She is? Okay.
She was out to eat when I called her.
Okay. Everyone's okay though, right? The kids?
The kids, yes.
Yeah,
the kids
okay.
are okay. I got them in the back watching TV.
Okay.
There was another girl outside. I think she got shot in the thigh or the leg. I think they took her place in the hospital.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
Gonna lie, it's like, yeah, I get why you cooperating with the police. Don't do that shit. I don't care. I get why she probably cooperating with the police. She babysitting. She got kids in the back of the bitch. They just asking. She ain't got shit to do with it. Me, I would just be a regular ass nigga. Probably never been playing the game. You know, chill with the bro. Nigga, I'll probably be awake through the whole situation. Twitter knock on my door. I'm gonna be like, I'll sleep, nigga. Like, fuck. I slept through it. You never slept through vacuuming? You never slept through niggas fighting in your crib? Nigga, you sleep through some gunshots, nigga. Hey, time out.
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, with that, like act like I'm sitting outside.
Okay.
She definitely got hit.
Okay. So what did you see?
I'm sitting outside. To be honest, we all family. So we're all outside prayer wrestling, like act like we hitting each other and stuff. Next thing I know, I just heard these gunshots. I'm like, all right, was that a BB gun? Come through shooting.
Yeah.
And it was like pow, pow, pow. That came.
So this is the bottom of the, this is the top of the street. That's what I was trying to look for, like where the nigga drop.
Really can't. So I'm running up, I didn't even know where the gunshots came from. I'm running up, trying to grab the kids. They came through twice.
Okay. Did the house get hit at all?
I mean, I don't even. Is that a bullet right here? I don't know. I was really just trying to grab the kids.
And you said it.
I ain't gonna lie, W babysitter. She was just trying to grab the kids, man. But low-key L babysitter, because why is he babysitting you outside in the first place? That you not.
So what? They got out of a car.
They didn't even get out of the car.
Or they just started. They were hanging out.
They was
shooting?
hanging out shooting.
Okay. Did you see how many by chance? Three of them. Okay.
Now it's starting to sound a lot more like a drive-by shooting, notoriously one of the hardest types of crimes to solve, especially if the vehicle was stolen. The cops are starting to lose confidence that they'll ever find Chiara's killer, but then they decide to
Hold on, before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces all of these.
ask one simple question.
Ma'am, do those cameras work?
I believe so.
Okay.
She on her way home.
Oh, she is? Okay, perfect.
There were CCTV cameras on the property, and as soon as the homeowner got back, they'd have access to the footage. So in just a few hours, the cops were able to put together just enough footage to understand exactly what happened. Remember, we already know all of this, but for the police, this was huge. Now they had a detailed timeline of the entire incident, including at what time it went down, how many people were involved, and which vehicles the suspects used. This would be very useful in the coming interrogations in terms of the police. Just a few, and as soon as the homeowner got back, put together just enough footage to understand exactly what happened. 2 hours, soon as the homeowner.
Okay, perfect.
There were CCTV cameras on the property, and as soon as the homeowner got back, they'd have access to the footage. So in just a few hours, the cops were able to put together just enough footage to understand exactly what happened. Remember, we already know all of this. But for the police, this was huge. Now they had a detailed timeline of the entire incident, including at what time it went down, how many people were involved, and which vehicles the suspects used.
Yo, alright, so listen. Everybody, if this ain't you, you can go ahead and skip this little next 25 seconds. But Donovan, when you see this video, mute your fucking Instagram messages. I'm tired of seeing your shit pop up at the top of my screen every 5 fucking seconds. Look, it just keeps popping up, nigga. It's somebody different every time. Shut that shit the fuck up, bro. Like, look, get somebody new. It's not me. All right, bro. Fuck it.
This would be very useful in the coming interrogations in terms of verifying their suspects' claims and pressuring them to confess. Police finally had a solid piece of evidence, and right as their case had started to build some substance, their biggest lead yet would step out right in front of them.
I have video of them carrying the girl that got shot.
I can put it on an SD card.
Then and that's not the same one that was at
She'll send her a link and then she can just
was
upload it from there.
right after they took off.
Not only had they seen the entire thing go down, but as soon as they heard gunshots,
That bit look like a M4. That's a.
but as soon as
They took off.
not only had they seen the entire thing,
That's why you say you heard that motherfucking switch, nigga. Oh, bitch. Me bitch got a PP919.
go down, but as soon as they heard gunshots, they started recording. They managed to get this clear footage of a man getting into the same vehicle spotted at the shooting just minutes earlier. Now all they needed to do was track down the car using the visible license plate, and they'd have their first lead suspect. But with that said, these kids were no strangers to running from the police, and the officers would be said the license plate, and they
He ain't got no gloves on. I feel like that's gonna play a major part in the Bro, when they be about to figure out who Brody is.
they'd have their first lead suspect. But with that said, these kids were no strangers to running from the police, and the officers would begin the hunt to find these evil teens. While all of this was going on, police had another, perhaps more nerve-wracking situation to handle. Tiara had passed away, and her family had no idea.
There's currently not letting too many people in the hospital. Let's step over here and see where all these cruises are.
My car okay? I'm
Where's
right
your car
here.
at?
I'm right here because I
This
didn't
one
know.
or this
what
one?
was right here.
Okay, sorry. Okay. What's your daughter's name? You're here for your daughter?
Tiara Harris.
Tiara Harris. Say, have me stand right here next to the sign. We'll have someone go over to talk to you, okay? Take a deep breath.
Is she okay?
I don't know the names of who they are currently, miss.
Just listen to the cop's tone here. He knows just how bad things are looking for Tiara, and he absolutely doesn't want to break that news to her mother yet, especially when he sees just how emotional she's starting to get.
Anyway. Damn, that where she got shot at? Oh yeah. She got her shit sweet G for. Damn. Look at that as well. I sort of forgot what I was about to say. Shit.
Tiara's autopsy showed a single bullet struck her in the head and remained there. While tragic, this information would allow police to identify the exact bullet type and then gun used to shoot.
Oh, he shoot. Okay. Look like a. I say little Gen 3. Okay. G20 something. No. They ain't got that much. They ain't got that much kit, but they got a little bit of kit. Except for a little flat back. That want the switch. I think the switch was probably the little big shit that they had, but yeah, they don't want the switch.
Tiara. If they could find the owner of this gun, they would be able to match it to the bullet, and justice could be served for Tiara and her family.
That feeling when you file, fed, and state 100% free with TurboTax Free Edition. Roughly 37% to file.
Hey, come here!
They got a bunch of people showing
That's
up.
my son and my nephew.
Okay, well, listen, they can't go in. It's going to be you.
Y'all go in the car. Go in the car.
They telling us to wait outside.
I know. I'm going in. Go in my car.
The entire family is in distress, with her mom
I'd be damn. Let somebody
shaking and doing everything she can to stay strong in front of her kids. It's truly a nightmare situation, and it only got worse from there. At around 8:30 p.m., they were informed that Tiara didn't make it. A bullet to the back of the head had ended her life, sending her family into complete grief and agony. Now, police knew that they absolutely had to catch the people that did this to Tiara, or risk letting down her and her entire family. At this point, police had 6 different suspects on the run, all tied to the shooting, and they would eventually. Police had 6
Mask on. Y'all just see me looking at this one because I got the. Yeah, but they don't got no mask on. Niggas just killed the bitch. And he's skipping backwards down the street. Oh. Imagine getting walked down by your ops and all you see is them niggas playing hopscotch. Like, God give you 15 seconds left to open your eyes and just see shit. And you see them niggas just hopping down the street and shit. Look.
different suspects on the run, all tied to the shooting, and they would eventually manage to track down and get interrogations with all of them. Their start came in the form of a Facebook post by someone named Jeremiah Williams, described as a member of the BBM gang. Apparently, the post consisted of him bragging about as a member of the BBM gang.
They got a Rico quesadilla, nigga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh, it probably ain't all of them because they blocking their faces out and shit. But damn, nigga, it should be crazy how 12 be actually doing this shit. Fuck 12 of them.
Apparently, the post consisted of him bragging about being at the shooting and escaping without getting caught. By using his Facebook profile, they'd find his address and pick him up for interrogation. With Jeremiah also being a supposed gang member, he too would prove to be. With Jeremiah also being a supposed gang member, he too would prove to be extremely difficult to break. However, by using expert methods, police would actually get him to break completely, to the point where he actually started to cry.
You want some tissue?
I done heard hella stories about niggas and getting into that room, snitching, shit, crying, twin. You can't have a fucking cry, twin. That's basically like saying you got fine shit. She says you trying to fuck. You said no.
Yeah, that's true. How's it going, Jeremiah?
Pretty good.
Sorry for the wait, man. I'm Detective Smith. This is Detective Davis. Nice to meet you. Alright, man. So the reason why we have you sitting here talking to us is we need you to think back to April. There's an incident that happened on Rockaway. You remember this? This young lady got shot. You remember hearing about that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so during our investigation, your name's been coming up. But do you know about where you were that day, if you can? Or
I was definitely at home.
Apparently, Jeremiah also has an alibi, and even gives multiple names over that'll attest he wasn't on Rockaway that night.
You're at home. Yeah. Where was that at Amherst?
Amherst. This was right before my mom moved to Louisiana. My best friend, Rob, talked to her sister, the girl that died, her sister, Dayani or Diane or however you say her name. My best friend, Rob, was like in the kind of little...
Like dating?
Yeah, with her sister. And it was crazy. We got on Facebook and it was all over Facebook. Her sister had got killed and stuff. And my mom was like, ain't that the girl that came over here the other day? And we like, no, that was her little sister.
Has her little sister reached out to you guys or anything?
We haven't talked to her and I don't talk to her at all for real, but...
So you...
What that nigga shoe was that?
You were at your house on Amherst.
Yeah.
Was there anyone with you that day?
My mom.
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name is April.
However, the detectives know this to be untrue. They know he was at the scene from the Facebook post he made. They know he did it, so they want to get a confession, or even better, some information that might help put more people in handcuffs. The thing is, they're initially going to find that a lot harder than they'd hope.
I have to ask, do you recognize this car?
Yeah, this was the car that was in that video. That's on Facebook.
So you remember it? Yeah. Have you ever been in this car?
No.
Do you know who drives this car or owns this car?
I don't know him by like name, but I know who he is. His name like Pa or something.
Pa?
That's what they call him.
Do you know, can you describe him?
Hey man, you was kind of doing good from the. You won't scared, you won't fidgeting, you won't really sweating, you weren't really stumbling with your words. Besides when you was talking about Diane and some more shit. Nigga, you getting this bitch, you talking about something. I don't know him by name, but I know him. I think his name Pa or something. Nigga, what? I wouldn't never be in a predicament because it's like my morals is great as shit, but twin, if your morals is fucked up, at least have your respect, right? Nigga, like, what the fuck? You gonna do some fucked up shit with people. Motherfucker, with or without them, nigga. You feel me? Respect them niggas. Hold that shit down.
That's funny because I don't even really know what he looks like. Like, I mean, every time I've seen him with a ski mask on.
Okay.
Like, I've never seen him outside of a ski mask.
Okay. All right. Tell me a little bit.
So this nigga just cold-blooded snitch, bro? That bitch a cold-blooded snitch, bro. Oh, is that bad though? Gotta watch you call your homie. Oh, is that bad though? No, bro, nigga. Like,
What about yourself? Your past? Like, have you ever been in trouble or anything?
Yeah. I'm actually right now. I got probation.
So, like, just a weapons possession charge is all you got?
It's like carrying a concealed firearm in a motor vehicle.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Jeremiah is making a conscious attempt to give as little information over as possible while still trying to seem cooperative. He's smart. He doesn't want to completely close himself off, as that'll make him seem guilty, but he also doesn't want to give up any vital information. The cops ask him who was there, where he was sitting in the car.
hey, bro, I know I ain't just see Rack Baby dunk a basketball. Yo, I know this ain't little Rat Baby dunking a basketball, twin. Rat ain't nothing. He ain't no bigger than 5'10", twin. Well, Rat ain't nothing no bigger than 5'10". Ain't no way.
Even questions about
I gotta screen record this and send it to the bro. Speaking of, cause how Rat Baby gonna dunk? And they taller than. No way.
the guns, but he refuses to speak, and he's starting to seriously frustrate the cops. But all this talk of courts and investigations doesn't seem to be getting them anywhere at all. So instead, they switch gears. They're going to be as direct as possible and give it to him straight. That's their last hope at getting him to crack.
What do your friends call you? Do you have a nickname or anything?
Jay.
We're just getting to know you, man.
Right.
Obviously, you can see that you're not a bad person. Just the vibes I'm getting.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're in here talking to us for a reason. And it comes back down to this incident. You being honest with us is what we'll be able to work with you.
And that's exactly how they fuck you up. You being honest with us, that little shit, hell no, twin. I done seen too many of these videos and they get niggas airtime, bro.
We know that you were there. And we also got your DNA in this car.
If I'd been in that car, I would tell you guys
what I say. They ain't wear no type of gloves in that bitch. When the nigga had that big ass motherfucker, that big. He had no type of gloves on. He was just toting that bitch.
I've been in that car. I don't have no reason to lie or no reason to put myself in any trouble.
Your role in it is the driver, because we know you're the driver. Really what we're looking for is why. You're already being charged with the incident. You explaining your actions and what really went down is just going to help with your role in this. We know you didn't pull the trigger, but you not being honest with what went down is not going to help you. It's going to, the prosecutor and the judge and jury are going to look at someone who's not remorseful.
Drove over there and they started shooting.
So they told you to drive over to Rockaway?
Yeah.
Who was sitting where in the car?
In the front, and Zebo sitting behind me, and then Pa sitting on the door.
It worked. The cops actually got a name. It was a nickname, but cops could eventually tie this back to a man named Zaire Saunders, who would be interrogated later. This was huge.
They went and got Lil Twin about the band though. I'm talking about back at Twin Head still. You feel me? It's still smooth. You got the titties and the shit.
They'd actually gotten a gangster to tell on one of his partners. But they weren't done yet. They knew he still had more information, and they weren't going to stop putting on the pressure now.
We got to go back to who was in the car with you. I know you know Zebo. Pa, you say you just know him by Pa. Do you know his real name? Okay. And the third person, you're saying how often have you seen him? Would you be able to identify that last person by a picture?
Jeremiah physically looks defeated. He's avoiding eye contact and is hunched over. He likely never saw himself giving up the names of his partners, but that's exactly where he found himself. The cops, however, are over the moon, even managing to get descriptions of the people he doesn't know the names of. They ask a few more questions before leaving him alone for a minute to prepare their next move. However,
and look, if y'all seeing this before y'all go through all this shit, fam, when they pull this shit right here, nigga, what was that? When they pull this shit, bro, they doing this shit to build suspense. They gonna come in this bitch. They gonna ask you to tell on yourself, my nigga. Don't tell on yourself, folk. Where he fucked up at, I mean, shit, he was going to jail regardless. He could have said he wanted a lawyer. And they didn't even say shit about the lawyer. But yeah, you could. Hey, this nigga fucks.
On their return, they didn't expect to see Jeremiah, a once tough and unbreakable gang member, to cry because of what he'd done.
What'd you say his first name was what?
Darian.
Nigga gave him the first name? Not even the street
name? Is this him?
Going into an office, working 50 hours a week, having that structure. I knew that I wanted more.
Do you want some tissue, man? I need a purple, yes or no, that's it. Yeah. So let me get a tissue.
Nah, nigga, don't cry, nah, nigga. Don't cry, nah, nigga. You don't shut out the bro. Don't tell on the bro for nothing. You people don't need tea, man. Nigga, listen, bro. Listen, bro. It ain't no coming back from this shit, twin. Once you snitch on the bros, just go ahead and kill yourself. Screw like that.
If this is the first time you've seen a gang member cry, you're certainly not alone. But it actually happened again in the detective's very next interrogation. While these cops were busy talking to Jeremiah, a breakthrough had been made outside of the interrogation room. Remember this footage recorded by a civilian witness earlier? Well, after 5 days of investigation, they actually managed to track the car down, enabling them to take in another suspect, Antonil Whitaker. Police would quickly realize that Antonil might be even more important than Jeremiah as a suspect. He's a supposed member of the BBM gang, and believed Jeremiah as a suspect. He's a supposed
This nigga look like somebody I motherfucking know, bro. React to a Tubi movie called Bandemic.
supposed member of the BBM gang, and believed to be one of the suspects that initiated the shootout. The thing is, he's just 17 years old. Since there's still some information even Jeremiah couldn't give them, they figured they might be able to scare him into giving up everything he knows. And their first idea is an unconventional but possibly extremely effective method: a call home to mom.
Hello, Ma.
This is really, really serious now. You need to put yourself wherever you was and get to telling with your part as much as you can, because you can't take the blame for this and this was not you.
It's crazy. Because I know that they hear this every single time, folks. Mamas don't never believe that they can. Because I used to get in trouble all the time. And I would always say I ain't do shit, but like the whole time I did shit. And then when I wasn't getting in trouble, I really wasn't. Like when I was still getting in trouble, I really wasn't doing shit. But they thought I was doing shit because last time I was lying type shit. But nigga, she don't know. This nigga probably really done did the shit. I don't know either, but hey.
You shouldn't be sitting there. They know it's your car. You can't get out of that, dude.
So it's his car. But what's he? I don't think he was nowhere now. I don't think he was nowhere in the car when it happened.
You better than this.
Antonil doesn't even seem to feel like following his mother's advice. Despite the fact that they know it was his car, he's claiming that someone else was actually driving it that day. And even more unfortunately, he'd forgotten exactly who.
You started off with the you don't remember, but like, I get it. You ain't trying to snitch. Don't do it, nigga. I fucks with you. I fucks with you hard, bro. Like, fucks with you heavy, nigga. But, bro, why is he there? It's his car. But they just said that the last dude was the driver. And then, everyone.
No, it was his car. He's claiming that someone else was actually driving it that day. And
like, come on. You just said that other nigga was, you know that the other nigga was a driver. You didn't hear his name when it was saying everybody was in the seat. So, process of elimination.
even more unfortunately, he'd forgotten exactly who. Listen to his story and see if you believe it as much as the detectives do.
So you saying you were at home?
No, like the whole day?
Someone took your car somehow, brought your car back, gave you the keys back or whatever, and then so you could take your sister home. That doesn't make sense, man. You know a jury, you know a judge. They're not. I'll be honest with you. I mean, what you're getting is not even a good statement. It's not even a good lie. That's why it probably be easier for you to tell the truth.
You see, about an hour after the shooting, Antonil was confirmed to have used his car to pick his sister up from an event, meaning it was clear that he was still in possession of it. But that didn't faze Antonil, and despite how many questions police asked him, he refused to give up anything.
How this works, you might already know this. from TV, but I mean it's kind of accurate. We're gonna compare your DNA to the DNA on the shell casings that we collected on scene. Is there any reason your DNA is gonna be on there? Because if there is, you've got to explain that. You said no, or I don't know. Who got in the car with you at all? If you're saying your DNA is not gonna be on those shell casings, right?
I salute you, my boy. Cause he ain't say shit the whole time. Like, he really holding this shit down.
And you're saying you weren't driving. Who did you let drive your car? Believe it.
I don't know what's that.
But right now it looks like it's on you.
They're trying to force a confession out of him by telling him that if he'd been in physical contact with any of the evidence tied to the murder, they would find out and he would get sentenced. And they're not lying either. When you touch anything at all, you leave behind skin cells, sweat, small hairs, or even oils that can quickly be traced back to you. Meaning, if Antonil had touched the car, the bullets when loading his gun, or anything else related to the murder, police would find out. However, as of now, detectives haven't had the time to run these tests to confirm if his DNA was present, meaning they couldn't pressure him to a confession, and they'd have to wait until later. So in the meantime, they move their attention to the next suspect. Remember the man Jeremiah gave up to the cops back in his interrogation? That was Zaire Saunders. Once they gave up to the cops, they move their attention to the next suspect. Remember the man Jeremiah gave up to the cops back in his interrogation? That was Zaire Saunders. Once they had his name, they tracked him down and arrested him. And he would prove to be even more helpful than Antonil and Jeremiah combined.
Did you know?
This ain't starting out. This ain't starting out too good. I thought that the twin. Oh shit. You're gonna come in this bitch and be solid. Oh hell no. Leave my house right. It's over.
Ever hear about that young lady who got killed?
Yeah.
Did you know her?
No.
We don't think that she was the one meant to be hurt. And I mean, based on what we're seeing. But unfortunately, she did get obviously hurt. Her family's hurt.
Right.
So when we did that search warrant, we got your phone.
Yes.
Okay. And we downloaded your phone. And your location is putting you on Rockaway that day. No shit. What happened to you on Rockaway that day?
You know exactly
No
which one is
shit. What happened that day, man?
I shot a pistol.
You shot a pistol?
Yes.
This seems like a breakthrough. He's just admitted to being a part of the shooting, and it seems that all the detectives' work has just paid off. But they're not quite there yet. Of the 3 shooters, 2 did indeed use.
I ain't gonna lie, cause I just searched up that movie that you talking about reacted to, twin. Alright, cause I'm finna get off here. You have a blessed night. Alright, bet love, twin. I don't know if it's the right one, so you gotta just send me the screenshot of it. But love, Brody. Appreciate you for tuning in, bet.
Use pistols, but one of them was actually yielding the extremely dangerous automatic rifle that can be seen clear as day in this footage here. Instead of jumping this fence after the shooting, the man with the rifle fled directly down Rockaway Street, and that's the direction Zaire's phone shows him running. The good news is, that clears Zaire of being the man that killed Tiara. After all, she was killed with a very specific pistol round. But that does put him directly in the spotlight of being the man with the most dangerous weapon, and
Oh, so it was him that was holding that big ass, big. Get big ass, big. They got D-Love. Oh, yeah. It say the Bandemic on the first one, then the second one it just say Bandemic, motherfucker. I'm finna just
and one that is directly lying to the cops right now. And they're not about to let him get away with that.
We have video evidence. You're on camera shooting a rifle.
Is it a pistol that holds, 2 rifle rounds? Like,
I mean, it ain't just. It is big.
does it have a stock?
Not about to let him, and one that is directly lying to the cops right now. And they're not about to let him get away with that.
We have video.
Does it have a stock on it? Like something kind of modified type thing?
No, it didn't have a stock on it. So describe it then. I'm getting all of this rifle.
That single piece of information resulted in Zaire actually getting the highest.
Regardless if it's a pistol or not, nigga, if it's a pistol bit, you gotta stop in that motherfucker. It's a 10 years of jail, nigga. The fuck? Nigga got a muzzle on that. Nigga got a muzzle on that bitch. That's 5 years, nigga.
Sentence out of anybody involved in the case. Just the use of such a dangerous firearm actually increased his prison time by somewhere between 10 and 15 years. But he still doesn't know that yet. He's still under the guise that if he helps the detectives out, he might get a better deal. So not only did he tell them where to find the rifle he used, he also gave up one of the most vital pieces of information the cops had received in the entire case.
The group BBM. I just know they call it BBM. For real? BBM? Yeah.
Zaire just told the cops the name of the gang that was involved. A huge piece of information.
I ain't got no respect for Brody either, man. Only one of them niggas held it down so far. That was the second nigga, bro.
That will help them track down every last individual that was part of this attack. Now the detectives have just one more final question that'll hopefully put together the final pieces of the puzzle they're looking for.
You've been extremely helpful throughout this whole interview, and you helping yourself out too. You gotta ask, whose idea was it?
I know for sure it wasn't mine. They just around, so we'll just say, yo, it's my dudes. But you got different dudes, and you got everybody. That's how they is.
Well, they ain't say it right then and there. They said it on Facebook, like. But they was like, I knew they was talking about me. They just didn't say it directly to me, but I knew they was talking about me.
He just gave up the group chat where all of these shootings supposedly were planned. With this, police simply had to cross-reference the names in the group chat with the supposed shooters on the CCTV and the names that had been mentioned in previous interrogations.
My twin on the top sitting like a thought.
Shooters on the CCTV and the names that had been mentioned in previous interrogations, giving them enough evidence to sentence all 6 of the shooters. But unfortunately, this wasn't the resolution they'd hoped for. After examining all the weapons confiscated, it would turn out that none of them After examining all the weapons confiscated, it would turn out that none of them were a match to the bullet found in Tiara's head, meaning they still couldn't tie any specific person to the actual murder. However, there is one puzzle piece we haven't told you about yet, the one that would solve this entire case. Watching the CCTV footage, it's clear that there is one man that directly shot at Tiara's vehicle. If you follow this man, dressed in all black, back through the CCTV, you can trace him all the way back to the driver's seat of this black truck. A black truck that, until now, the cops were completely unable to identify. But then, they received one final piece of footage from a witness, allowing them to track it back to the owner, 44-year-old mother, Kia Brown. Police realized they had to interview her, knowing that whoever was driving Kia's black truck that day killed Tiara Harris.
Hey, how you doing, ma'am?
So everything that I said, fuck that shit. Actually, nah, nigga, my statement still stands.
Good. I'm Detective Smith. This is Detective Davis, back from police. Hi. Hey, we wanted to talk to you or whoever is driving, who drives this truck, reference that incident that happened up the street. They were being shot at, and we're finally trying to catch up with them. Looked like a couple males. And have you heard about this?
I heard about what happened on the corner. This is my truck, but my son was driving.
It wasn't Kia, but her son driving the car that night. And after running his name, they'd find out he had ties to a rival gang of BBM. So the detectives had Kia call her son and hand over the phone to the officers.
I have some detectives here right now. The day that we were moving in, the incident that happened around the corner, they would like to speak with you. Do you have a moment? Can you go on break?
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good. I'm Detective Smith. I'm with Detective Davis with me. Hey, what's your name before we get started, bud?
Lanier Worthy.
Lanier. All right, Lanier, how you doing, man? So listen, man, I won't keep too much of your time. We were wondering if we could talk with you and your mom maybe in person at some point, and we wanted.
Set up, nigga. It's a setup. It's a setup. As soon as they feel down. Shit, I can't even say that. Well, I mean, yeah, shit, they know. If you know that the police finna call you, well, if you know that, if the police call you type shit for a murder, for a case, and you know that it's a murder, twin, and they talking about something, can we talk to you in person? Can we see you in person? Can we talk to you face to face type shit? Nigga, you going to jail. If you go to that bitch, you going to jail, nigga. Like, that's the only reason that they probably gonna leave you down there, nigga. Like,
to talk to you about that incident that happened up the street.
Find the shit, they gonna ask.
Street. We know you're over there, so we were hoping you could help us. Actually, you're not in any trouble. We're actually hoping you could help us. Would there be a good day for you to?
This weekend,
Yeah, Sunday the 8th. Can we do it anytime after 2:30? Okay.
Anytime after 2:30.
All right, man. We appreciate it. We'll see you at 3:30.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Bye.
And just like that, they had an interview scheduled, and this was the final suspect at the scene that they hadn't yet spoken to. The man suspected to be the driver of the black truck and the man they think shot Tiara.
Dad, how you doing? What's up, man? Appreciate you talking with us. So, I mean, obviously, you know why we're here. About that incident that happened up the street. So, we just wanted to know your perspective. That happened that day. What did you see? That type of stuff. But you can run us through that day?
I was standing in the driveway on my phone. Then heard shots. I got down, ducked. Then when the shots stopped, I heard that, ran to the car.
When the shots started happening, you ran and got in the driver's seat. And then Teen got in your passenger seat. Okay.
That was it. Lanier had just told them he was driving the black truck that day, confirming he was the man in all black that drove the truck and hopped in the Chevy. He was the man that fired the bullets. So they decided to ask him up front.
I'm about to ask you something, man. I'm about to ask you from your parents. I'm sorry, but I gotta ask. Did you shoot that day?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. From a parent perspective, I ain't got no kids, bitch. But I got some kids because my homeboys act like some mother. If a cop say I'm about to ask you in front of your parents, and niggas say I'm sorry, but I gotta ask, twin. 9 times out of 10, the police already know. 10 times out of 10, the police already know about some shit. 9 times out of 10, the police already know about shit. I ain't gonna say 10 times. But yeah, I'm already fuck shit. If I'm the mama, this nigga done killed my damn daughter. Hey.
Even though he said no, police already had all the evidence they needed. The car tied to him, his ties to the rival gang, and finally the video of him shooting at Tiara's car. So they arrested him on the spot and brought him in for interrogation.
What's up, man? Here? Hey, come here.
Am I able to have a lawyer with me right now?
What's that?
Can I have a lawyer with me?
You can do whatever you want, man. I'm not here to... Okay. Are you saying you want your lawyer? You don't want to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But in the end, this wouldn't matter, as when they arrested and processed him, they managed to confiscate his gun. And after analyzing the forensics of the bullet inside of Tiara and Lanier's gun, it was a match. Lanier had fired the killing shot. After 5 months of investigation, all the puzzle pieces were finally in place. In total, 7 people were charged in this incident. Zaire Saunders was charged with involuntary manslaughter and 4 counts of felonious assault and was sentenced to 35 to 40 years. Antonil Whitaker
The twin ass is not getting out that bitch.
And Jeremiah Williams got 20 to 24 years on similar charges, while the fourth assailant in this group, Darion Rackley, got 34 to 40 years. It was confirmed.
So which one was Brody that held it down right there? That's probably Brody that held it down.
Williams got 20 to 24 years on similar charges, while the fourth assailant in this group, Darion Rackley, got 34 to 40 years. It was confirmed Antonil's DNA was in fact found on various bullet casings on Rockaway Street, despite his claims in the interrogation room. The next two to be sentenced were the ones who shot back at Zaire's group after interrogation fact found on various 40 inches, while the fourth assailant were ones who shot back at Zaire's group after being rolled up on. They were Javier Small and Jonte Smith, who were sentenced to 4 years and 2.5 years respectively. Lastly was Lanier Worthy, Tiara's actual
I'm gonna say 40, nigga.
Killer. However, as of this video's upload, he's still awaiting sentencing. Tiara and George were not involved in any of the gangs in the shootout and were found completely innocent. At long last, Tiara and her family could finally be at peace. Half of our profit.
Damn. That was a good old, you know, it was a good little story. I low-key got it. I low-key got this shit right. How this shit was gonna play out, but like, yeah, if y'all enjoyed the video, leave that in the comments. Y'all fuck with it. Not motherfucking, you feel me? Tune into the next one. Come on. Hey, come on, nigga. Let's say the last shit.